Alright, I decided to make this a two-part video just because it was getting long. We're going to go ahead and reassemble this Model 348 Gamester now. Sinuses are bothering me a little bit today. But what we're going to do first, I believe, is this trigger. How well you can see in here. But there's a little divot this spring has to go on. You get that lined up. Take one of your pins, and of course they only go one way. One side's a flat side, one side's a ribbed side. Grab this hammer over here. And what you're going to take a test tap. Not quite. There we go. Y'all didn't see most of that, did y'all? I just drove the pin back in, nothing fancy. Let's see. We'll put a block underneath it. There we are. We're almost flush. Don't want to quite be flush. Just a little bit of an edge on it. That way you know which side it comes back out. At least that's always been the way I did it. Okay, this thing. This is what's left of our loading gate. This, if I remember correctly, is under quite a bit of spring tension. It's not fun to get back in. In fact, I don't know how this is going to work on camera, but I'm going to need a second light on it. Yeah, this is not fun at all. I'll take a glove, kind of fold it, where it's not stabbing into my hand near as bad. This is probably the hardest part of the whole build, reassembly. It probably wouldn't be that bad if you had the rest of this to hold on to, but you don't. Probably wouldn't be that bad if I didn't have sinuses aggravate me right now either. There we go. But we get those two back together. Now we're going to work on the safety. I don't necessarily need my light for the safety. Safety being a multiple piece design, let's move you back into view. First piece being this. Shit. Now that only fits one way. This piece you want with the raised part, you want down. If I can't drop it a couple times before From there, we'll take our first screw. We'll screw it in. Get it started. Now, where's our second screw at? Oh, it's still in our safety lever. Okay. Second screw is still in the safety lever. That just goes in with the safety lever up around the receiver. And then we're just gonna start it. You don't really have to get these too tight. Definitely don't bear down on them. Nope. Didn't quite have it tight enough though. You don't want that to happen. And it was a little hard to press to begin with, but our safety's on. Boom. I think we're on safe there. Forward is fire, if I remember correct. Might be wrong right now. I don't know. Okay, in our magazine tube, what we want to do is we want to put our plunger back in the back side of it. And how I could tell is this went into here because of these marks right here on it. This side, though it's got a lot of rust, it doesn't have any marks on it. So we'll get this plunger back down in here real good. Throw our spring in next. And our thick follower. Just say it's surprising how thick this follower is. If I remember correctly, we need to push our plunger all the way back. And what you can do is you can tilt it at an angle and it'll stop it. And this fits right in this little hole in this square piece. You got spring tension, so you're fighting that the whole time. There we go. Now that that's in place, we have to get our spacer and our plunger out the other end of this. This part's not necessarily fun either, but you want to move the plunger with your finger, get it to where it's freed up, and then you slip this in at the exact same time. It is hard to show on camera here. Let's see if I do this maybe. Can you see that? Not really. On the best spot where you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't know why my camera all of a sudden gets blurry lately. My camera gets so out of focus. It's aggravating. But yeah, I'm holding this piece in, this little plunger here. See, it'll pop right out. I have to hold it in. Slide this spacer in. And now then it'll pop right into place. Okay, it's actually popped into all three places now. And what I found works is to just spin this. Just spin this cylinder. And there it is, it's coming out the end. Don't know why that works so well, but it does. And then I'll just take a pair of pliers. Try another type of pliers. Not wanting to quite come out. So we'll spin it some more. Now we're a little bit closer. There we go. You just want to get it as far. You want to get it to where the lock rings up. Again, for some reason, spinning this cylinder makes it want to crawl up in there. Crawl on out. And then take a pair of pliers and just kind of ease it out. That's it. You don't want to do that too much and damage it, but really with this one, as rusted as it is and everything, it's the only way to do it, I've found. We've got our gun back together for the most part. Next is our little sheet metal piece. And what it'll do is you've got your screw hole. You got your screw hole on top. That's just got to line back up. That's wrong. It goes this way. There we are. Now, just because I'm going to be tearing into this gun more, these tabs, I'm not going to bend down right now. I'm not going to lock them into place or anything. I don't really see a point in me doing that when I know I have to dig back into this gun multiple times before this is over with. We'll move on over to the vise. We'll put the bolt back together, and then we've got our bolt. Okay, this little detent right here. That's a detent, a spring, and all. It will actually all come out. But you have this little groove cut in here. That's got to line up with it. And my whole bolt is actually bent a little bit, so there's some tension on here, but I'm going to clamp this down in the vise just so. My hole is exposed on the top right there. Got my pin here. I'm going to start my pin. Oh, the pin goes this way. The pin will only go, it has a cut end, a tapered end. You want that piece going in it. It actually goes at a good angle right here. What I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to push forward on this end. And that falls right in place. Very easy. The tension will, of course, hold it in place now. Okay, we're going to put our bolt back in. You have to line up the grooves on the end of it with the extractors. Anywhere in here, pretty much. It doesn't really matter where. It doesn't matter so much where. Get our set screw back started. You want to make sure not to cross thread this. Is what I almost did. Felt it wasn't acting right and I stopped. Again, this was what that recall was about. This screw holding the bolt in place. You see, this is what stops the bolt from. I might have it just a hair too tight right now. If you got one of these guns, it probably wouldn't hurt to put a little Loctite on this. Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to put a little Loctite on this, on that. Okay, so we pretty much got our action back together. Just our stock, just the one screw for the stock. I'm not even going to show you guys that, but pretty self-explanatory there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Again, I hope this helps somebody out there. This is, again, a long video. I'm out.